I found something interesting. It would appear as though this setting behaves better at 0, which seems counterintuitive, but here's what I noticed with it um, in on multiple locations. First one is the issue I initially reported. The wrong class. You can see that it still hicks up, like there's still a hiccup, and I still kind of slow down. But let me turn on the believe it's this thing. There's still kind of a hiccup, although it doesn't really seem like oh wait, hang on. Cause it's this thing. I need to print this. I think. Yeah, up here. Air movement. Oops. Okay. It still occasionally will like get stuck for a little bit, but for some weird reason it doesn't seem to be oh, it doesn't seem to be like that bad. And I'll show a comparison with this issue on with the thing set to 50, the active angle. Another thing is there is this. Whoops. Another thing is on a map like this. And this is, I believe, the reason why you don't want it to be high or low, the angle, because you could get caught up on edges that like shouldn't catch you. Like right now, um, it's reporting a wall and a floor, so it thinks that I'm in a corner right now because it's like assuming there's a wall facing this direction on this little line. And what's interesting is that this happens even with the angle set to the default setting, which is 50. And the reason why you don't always catch up on it is because if you're going slow enough, there are more chances for you to arrive at a situation where your the frame rate, because the frame rate is very high, the tick rate, and so the higher it is, the more there's a chance that you'll end up in a position where you're perfectly here. If you go fast, you might skip over it, and it just doesn't become an issue. It's only like it's not an issue at low speeds here or anything like that. It's only an issue if you happen to just be for one frame in this like perfect position. Anyway, another thing is on this map. And so on this map, moving up like this on where I am both on here and I guess colliding with this line right here, this edge, it shouldn't consider this thing, this normal, and it doesn't do that right now. You can see that no matter how I move, unless I end up being here, then it'll start considering that as the normal. Uh, or it's a bit easier to show it in third person. So you can see the direction, the green vector is my velocity. It is unaffected when I am on. It behaves the same way as if I was on this flat ground when I'm on the edge here. There's absolutely like no change in it until I actually get onto the slope. And on if we set this back to 50, a few things happen. First, let's go back to here. You can see that there are some frames where it considers us to be on this and not on this. And so it kind of jitters a lot. And because it simply considers us to be on this sometimes as well, even though we shouldn't be detecting that that normal. So I understand what, like I know why it's giving me these normals, and it doesn't happen when the angle is set to 0 or less than this. Now, if we go back to Blender, you can see that the collision with this is way, way, way worse when I have the angle set that high. It's reporting a bunch of meaningless numbers, and so it's getting it really, it's getting it quite confused. It appears to be significantly more broken than the previous one. And what's interesting is even at this high angle, this thing still occurs, which I thought would not happen at high angles. This issue still happens. And this is not really a huge issue. It's just kind of interesting because I thought that it would be fixed with an angle like 50. And yeah, I just not 100% sure why this happens. But it would appear as though, at least for me, for some weird reason, active edge threshold is typically better lower. Otherwise, there are more broken things. Honestly, it would be really cool if there was actually a way to, if there was like a replacement for this that like used a bit more expensive algorithm to figure it out, but I know that's not possible. Maybe the fact that this behaves better for me is because I have like no allowed penetration or 100% position correctness. I'm not 100% sure what those mean. I just assumed, why wouldn't I want this to be at 100% from the description? I don't know. It's weird.